Kevin,
Where are you?
I'm here. There we are.
Oh, there we go.
Hi.
Sorry about that, everybody.
All good.
Okay.
Hey guys.
Good job, eh?
So I guess we're waiting for Elise.
Yeah,
Probably.
correcto mundo. Joabby, you didn't have a problem with the document, did you?
Not necessarily a problem. It's just a matter of formatting, pulling from. I guess someone sent me in a PDF file and someone sent a Word document. So it's trying to formatting everything in Excel was a little bit challenging, but it worked out at the end of the day.
Good.
Thanks for doing that, Joabby.
No
I feel
problem.
like I should take like a spreadsheet class or something to learn how to use it. How did you guys learn how to use that?
I took a computer class. It was pretty easy, but like they were really good at explaining stuff. I think it was like Computer 121 or something like that.
Okay. ASU?
Yeah.
Huh.
So Starbucks paid for it.
Yeah. Computer 121.
Yeah.
Cool.
That wouldn't help me because I have a Mac. I don't have spreadsheet. I have numbers. And I don't have Word. I have Pages.
I hate doing stuff in Pages.
Do you have a Mac?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where that killed me in the Com 207 class.
Yeah.
I had to withdraw.
Yeah, you need to take it from the teacher I told you about. She's great. I mean, the class is still hard, but she's really understanding with how like life goes.
Seriously?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She even, like, I probably shouldn't tell you this, but her and I actually had phone conversations because of some of the difficult, like, things that she basically was having to do. I didn't understand. So she gave me her phone number and I called her.
Really?
She explained it over the phone. Yeah. So she's great. I mean, I can't remember her first name, but
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. She may even be on ratemyprofessor.com. You could even look up her on there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. I had to withdraw from that class too from another teacher. And
You did too?
Yeah, it was hard.
I had to pay my company back the tuition.
Yep.
Because I had withdrew too late and I was...
Yeah.
I'm 40 years old. I mean, I've never had to do anything so hard in my entire life.
It was more of an English class than anything else.
It was horrible. I would come home, we'd have dinner and I'd go in the office and I'd be up until 11, 11:30, midnight. And this was 6 days a week.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, it was tough. I seriously felt like a moron after having to withdraw from that class because I was like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
Did you guys see the message?
Yeah, I saw it. She was just on.
She can't come?
No, I think she's having some difficulty to log.
She doesn't think it's working.
Hold on, let me send it again.
Yeah.
You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Keep hearing this ding, like that's her, but
us.
Yeah. Huh, it worked fine for me.
Of course, her computer's been giving her trouble all term.
Does she have a Mac?
I think so.
Probably.
I will not stray.
Loyal to the end.
I have an iPad too.
I will say, like, oh wait, yay!
Yay!
You made it.
Yeah.
Success.
Sorry about the technical difficulties.
That's my line. You can't use my line.
Hey, we just jinxed ourselves there.
Copyrighted.
Copyrighted. All right. Well, Elise is here. This is it. Last meeting of the shortened semester. I'm going to start my stopwatch. She wanted us to focus on the BP. You guys remember the BP oil spill?
Mm-hmm.
And crisis management with the BP oil spill. And I was going to also throw in, I know they talked about in chapter 13, 9/11. And then I don't know if anybody wanted to hit on what happened in Florida with the school shooting, because that can really be considered crisis management as well. It's kind of sad that there's becoming so many more instances now of crisis management. So, but I don't know if I could throw my 2 cents in with BP. It seemed like forever and a day that the news was always playing, and you always saw that video of the pipe that was underwater, spurting out oil, gallons and gallons of oil a minute. And it just seemed like there wasn't anything that they could do to actually stop that pipe from leaking oil out all over the place.
Yeah, there's a lot of media coverage on that topic for sure, and it swayed our perspective of what happened. So, I think with BP specifically, there was the biggest issue was the safety negligence and the avoidance of following like the proper procedures. That's what I seem to remember from that whole situation. So whoever was in charge, the CEO or the managers, the leaders of the company, you know, they didn't really put in proper procedures to, you know, prepare for that event. And a big thing about crisis management is it listed in the book, there's the 3 major steps. You know, you prepare for it, the event occurs, and then post-crisis, how do you follow up? So I think, unfortunately, it was a massive crisis, but, you know, a lot could have been prevented with that.
Yeah, I think the big takeaway from this is, you know, how that incident, you know, impacted the environment, and then as we at least just mentioned, the post crisis, how we, I mean, not we, but how the government, right, the leadership, and then will recover from that. What measures they need to put in place in order to make sure that, you know, from the water perspective, from the life, the sea life, we recover from this, and then consequently not further impact the population that, you know, will need the water, will need the fish, we need different things that come from that resource.
Shrimp. And that's the thing. How much tourism did Alabama, Louisiana, how much did they lose because of that?
Yeah.
A lot. The government kind of was like, not our fault, you know. It was, they wiped their hands clean of it, and BP was on the hook. So there were people protesting. People weren't buying gasoline from BP gas stations anymore, which I don't know how they are in California, but they're all over here. Yeah, and then comes trying to fix everything, and people just want to see how much money is BP going to shell out to help the environment, help clean up the oil, and then help out the people that were put out from tourism as well.
Yeah, I feel like with the management perspective, you almost have to take it as a proactive approach instead of being reactive. Like set up a game plan if something goes wrong. So it's not like you're just trying to do damage control essentially after the fact. Like for instance, with the like shooting in Vegas,
Oh,
number one worry was, you know, this is really going to put a damper on tourism essentially because people aren't going to want to come here after this happened. But I feel like if the hotels maybe had better security and this guy was checked out earlier, I mean, he had multiple visits from housekeeping before this even occurred. And none of that was, I mean, who comes into a hotel and stays for 3 nights with like 12 bags of luggage? Like, be proactive and say, see something, say something, essentially.
where did he hide those bags? Those guns were massive. Where did he put those things?
I don't know. And I just wonder about those people that work there. It's like, didn't you think it was a little suspicious?
Well, you know, if you go to the hotel, I mean, not you know, I see a point, but you know, I travel a lot, and then you know, you just put that little sign in your door to not disturb. Nobody gonna get in your room,
True.
right? So that's some I don't know, just a click. Now there's some mechanisms that maybe people can go away from those things, but yeah. You made a good point. How, right? You go to a room with 12 luggage for 3 nights. I mean, it makes no sense. I mean, you take 20 people, what? Like, but yeah, that's a good point.
I completely forgot about Las Vegas and the shooting.
Well,
I didn't even think about
there's so
that.
many shootings now, it's hard to keep track.
No, it's funny. I was listening on the radio another day, and then it's Best Fi. It was stating that in U.S. just year to date, we had, I believe, about 13 or 15 those shooting events just in U.S. right, and comparing to worldwide, and then that's all the countries together. I mean, that's pretty much the same, and just U.S. just within the last couple months.
Yeah, it seems like they're becoming more prevalent for sure, which is scary. And then another thing to note too is like, how are we responding to the situation?
Yeah.
And I think a big failure of BP with their spill is they didn't really respond in a timely manner, and they didn't express empathy to the families or to the shareholders. So that's like, I mean, a failure on their part, how they responded and communicated with those people.
You're right. They ran a couple commercials, said, "Hey, we're sorry, guys," and then they ran a commercial saying how much money or how much cleanup they were going to do to help clean up the Gulf, and then that was about it. But yeah, you're right. They were like, "Sorry,
yeah,
my bad."
I mean, I don't know how many individuals they reached out to, but that doesn't seem like a very empathetic way of going about it.
Yeah, it's like too little, too late. The longer you wait to respond to a crisis, it's like you're not going to get the attention of the people who were affected.
Did you guys, speaking of this shooting in Florida, did you guys see that girl's speech?
Yes.
Yeah.
Man,
That was incredible.
it was. I was crying through the whole thing. Like, let's just be honest. But, it occurs to me, like, why do we put so much emphasis on, like, the post-crisis? Why is it always after that we're like, oh, man, we probably should have prepared for this, And
Right.
I don't know. It just seems like now that we, I guess, live in this culture where this is becoming more and more frequent, like, why is it still a thing that we don't prepare for well enough,
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Do you think some of these are copycats? Like they see, like they want to make a name for themselves, so they decide to do something like this?
I don't know. It's hard to get in the brain of
It's hard to say.
Mentally insane person.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sick people out there, you know, and it's just.
I do think that they are only thinking of themselves and whatever pain they've gone through, and like because of that they want to cause.
Oh yeah.
And you know, it's not. I don't think it's necessarily beneficial to think what's going through the mind of someone who is not mentally sane, like, because they are. I think to cause that much damage to other people, you have to. You can't be right in the head, like, just to be honest.
Yeah.
Before Columbine, I'd never heard of anyone shooting up a school before.
Yeah.
And now this seems to be
Oh my God, guys.
becoming. One,
Baby, just leave to me.
Comic relief.
That's good. We needed that.
I didn't watch it. Somebody asked me at work, how are you going to explain this to your 7 and your 4-year-old? And I said, I don't know. I've never had to deal with anything like this before in my life. So that was my reasoning for not watching the speech. We've had the TV off, and the only time that I've had the TV on was last night after I finished my assignment. And then I was watching Impractical Jokers for about an hour. My wife goes, why do you watch Impractical Jokers so much? I go, because the real world is bad right now.
It's a distraction.
Yeah, no kidding.
How do you think Las Vegas did as far as crisis management?
That's a good question.
On a side note, my friend who used to live in Naperville, here just outside of Chicago, his father passed away a week before that. He lives in Las Vegas now. He's a Nevada State Trooper. So they had a memorial service for his dad on Saturday. He flew back to Vegas Sunday, and then he was in Las Vegas for that Sunday night, and he got called into work.
Wow.
So I texted him Monday. I'm like, are you okay? He's like, it's been a rough one. I was like, well, I'm here for you if you need me. But yeah, it was bad.
Wow. That really hits home.
Oh, absolutely.
You know.
I didn't really hear any response from the hotel or whoever could take charge of such a situation. I don't know that there was someone that could take, response and communicate that type of issue.
No, yeah, they'll of course they'll try to minimize the noise as much as they can, so it's not impacting the brand or the name of the hotel. So for the marketing perspective, right, that's mainly what they're looking at, right? But whatever they can do to not expose or even more their names, and so I'm sure they would do it.
My buddy was just out there for the Super Bowl, and he said you'd never know what happened. He said the place was absolutely packed. They stopped by there the day before the Super Bowl just to do a little gambling, and he said the place was packed. So
I know they did a campaign about, Vegas Strong, and all the performers that are in Vegas didn't leave. I believe there's like Celine Dion and Britney Spears, people like that. They didn't leave. And so I think them sticking to their shows allowed people to feel like maybe it'll be okay.
Yeah.
I feel like if they would have backed out and gone somewhere else with their performances, then it might have been actually a harder hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like the people that weren't directly related to it responded in a way that was appropriate, where I feel like where the nation kind of all came together and mourned, and then also, said, let's do something about this. I feel like people who weren't directly involved responded well, but then also we didn't necessarily get correct information at the beginning, and then there was a lot of misgivings and a lot of confusion and chaos from the officials. So it was kind of like we had the followers that showed the good leadership in the crisis, and the leaders who were supposed to show the good leadership in the crisis and to make those decisions, to give the correct information to the people, weren't necessarily doing that role.
Yeah. Confusion always makes people angry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I think that lack of understanding of the crisis, how it happened, how it all came together. I mean, I think that when a crisis happens, we all try to, make sense of what's going on around us.
Yeah.
And I mean, in a crisis like that, it's hard to make sense of that.
Mm-hmm.
At least you just came from ballet class.
No, I came from yoga though.
Nice.
After like 10 hours of homework, but yeah, good
Right.
stuff.
Hey, but term's almost over, right?
Yeah, finals
Yeah.
next week, right? Or
Yeah.
final presentations, essays.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
How many more classes are you guys in?
Final presentation.
One.
So I'm classes this term, and I've got 2 of them done, and then after tonight I'll be done with everything for this class. So, yay!
Nice.
I've only
So for
been
this
taking
class, we
one
only
class a semester. That's all I can handle.
For this
Well,
class, we only have next week,
Full
right?
time and you have
That,
2 kids. So
Yeah.
I'm jealous of you guys. You guys are almost done. I still have 5 classes left.
I still have 5 classes.
Oh, and
Yeah, but you're going to
total.
be done soon, aren't you?
Got 7 classes, but I'm done in July because I'm killing myself in summer. So I was looking at my request off log for my store, and I literally have something going on every single weekend starting next weekend until June.
Yeah.
So I've asked off for like every weekend until then.
so I think all you guys are communication major, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm interdisciplinary studies,
Okay.
so business and communication.
Maybe I'll do
Nice.
that next. All right, we hit the time limit. That's all she wrote, guys.
Well, it was nice working with you guys. It's our
Don't be
last
shy.
call.
No,
Yeah.
don't be
I know. I told my husband, I said, I'm going to miss them.
shy. It's not the end. It's just the beginning.
It's been really nice having our group chat to navigate the class and navigate the assignments and stuff like that. I think that's been super helpful.
Yeah, everyone's been awesome. And if anybody is graduating next spring, hit me up on Google. You can walk the stage. Are you guys going to walk the stage when you graduate?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. I'm still thinking about that.
Come on, you have to. You graduated.
I hate
I'm
graduating.
about to graduate now by summer B, and I don't know. I'm still thinking about it.
I'm walking, baby.
My thing is other than you guys, all of my classes have been discussion post based, and so I don't have any college connections. It's all
You're my own. You
That's
guys
so
are my
true.
only connections to
I know.
Arizona State.
Yeah. So, and if you guys aren't walking with me, then I don't know. I don't care to go all the way to Arizona for a school
Hey,
that
hey,
I've never been to.
We
can
could
make
bring
it happen,
signs of
right?
each other and walk across stage. I'll be there in spirit.
Melissa, how far is this from us here? It's about 5 hours, right?
What's up?
Arizona? 5 hours
Approximately.
driving?
Yeah.
Driving?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's a flight.
Yeah, we either got to
Yeah.
fly to Midway. That's the best way to go.
Yeah.
O'Hare is
Yeah.
not good. No bueno from O'Hare.
I like O'Hare better. Midway is so disorganized for me. I don't like it.
No, it's so easier though.
No.
This is a discussion for another time, Elise. Okay.
Agreed.
Do you think all the other groups were as cool as us?
Absolutely.
No, probably not.
Absolutely not.
No?
They're the best.
I don't think. Okay, so I don't think any other group spent their first chat going 50 minutes over the time limit.
It was an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think subtle job. that
That's
she
why the
brings.
next week I was after 10, 15 minutes, I was all right, guys. No.
We gotta wrap this up now.
You should just put in that little comment, be like, your conversation was great, but please try to keep it closer to the time limit next time.
Yeah. Probably
was
say the same
trouble.
today.
All right, I'll cut it off.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
All right, guys. Hey,
Fun,
just make sure you guys review the file I sent and give me a green light so I can submit for our theory database.
you're good for me.
I reviewed.
Did you see
Good.
I reviewed
anybody
it
see
already.
anything bad?
What's up?
No,
Did
I
anybody
mean,
see anything bad? Because I looked mine over like 3 times, and I think
The
it was
biggest
like
thing I noticed, which is super picky, but on the references side, usually in an annotative bibliography, you have like an indent of a 1/2-inch space on the second line. And I don't know exactly how you would format that in a spreadsheet or if we need that, but that was like the only thing. But otherwise, the information was really good. Like everyone did a great job.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah.
Well done, guys.
right.
Well, I think it's good. Go ahead and spit it.
Yeah, Joabe, I looked at mine 3 times before I sent it, and
All right. Everybody cool? I'll
Well,
submit right after this.
We all approved it beforehand.
Do we know what file type it needs to be because it couldn't be uploaded to Google Docs?
Either a spreadsheet or a Word
yeah.
document.
Excel.
Okay.
so Joabe, you're gonna take care of all that.
Yeah, right after this call, I'll submit our work.
All right.
Thank you, Joabe.
Awesome.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Guys, it's been a pleasure.
Yes,
Absolutely. Good luck with the rest
Right,
of
guys.
the.
Let's keep in touch. We still have the group, right? And then if you still guys want to connect further, or you always have our personal emails, and then we can connect on LinkedIn or any different social network, and then just let's keep connected.
Yeah.
Right.
We got our Hangout group chat.
That's right.
We're good to
We
go.
can be like, hey, don't take this class from this professor. They suck.
I'll never.
That's useful for sure.
I'll never delete it.
Yep. Absolutely.
Keep Google Hangouts forever.
Yeah. I'll keep the app on my phone.
There you go.
All right, everybody.
All right, guys.
Signing off.
Well, good night, guys.
Y'all have a good night.
Have a good night.
Bye, everybody.